Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tour Guide Tales. I'm Genevieve White, and I'm a copywriter and coach. I help tour professionals write confident copy, grow their audience, and make more money. And I'm absolutely delighted to be joined today by Marta Manuel, who is a tour guide based in Angola. Welcome, Marta. How are you? How are you today?
Thank you, Geneva. I'm very, very fine. I'm so excited to transmit to people how beautiful my country is. I'm very, very fine.
It does sound and look like an amazingly beautiful country. I mean, I've never visited before, but just since we started chatting, since we got to know each other, I've been doing some research, looking online, and wow, it really, I can't wait to hear more about it actually, because it really does sound amazing. So, welcome to the show, everybody. If you're watching and you'd like to say where you're from, please do so. It's always nice to know who's watching. And also, if you've got any questions for Marta, please write them in the comments. I'm sure Marta would really welcome any questions any of you have got.
So,
So Marta, tell me, where are you now?
now I'm talking from Namibia. Namibia is one of the provinces of Angola. As you know, Angola have 18 provinces. I'm in Namibia provinces. It's a province at the south of Angola.
Because it's a really big country in Angola, isn't it? I mean, I read it was the was it the second largest country in Africa or something like that? It's really big. Or the
Yes,
second
yes.
largest.
Is very big. We have the extension of approximately 2,642 kilometer per square, approximately. Yeah, it's very, very big with 18 divided in 18 provinces.
Right.
And we have more than 500 other districts inside provinces.
Okay. And you travel around a lot for your work as a tour guide, don't you? Do you travel around all of these provinces, or are there some provinces in particular that you are working in?
I travel all around, but there are some provinces that really attract tourists. There are main provinces that attract tourists. We are talking about Luanda, the capital city. We are talking about Malange, the other province at the north of Angola, where we find the waterfall. And then we have the provinces of Lubango, Namibe, Kwandukubango. These are the main provinces that attract tourists because they are the one um, where the main attractions are found.
Okay, good. We'll be talking a little bit about some of the highlights that Angola has to offer as a destination a little bit later on. But for now, I'm really interested in hearing about the work you do as a tour guide. So, how long have you been working as a tour guide, Marta?
Yes, I have been a tour guide since 2013. I'm talking about almost 12 years now.
Eh,
Right?
a long time.
A long time, yes, with up and downs, but I'm feeling.
Yeah, and tell me about the kind of work you do as a tour guide. I mean, when people come to Angola, what do they want to see, and where do you take them, and what do you do with them?
Most of them, they come for 1 week. For most of them, they come for 12 days, 14 days.
Mhm.
And we have those who came just for 5 days, who came for 4 days, but the maximum is 12, 14. And so most of them, they are interested in the tribes, as Angola have many, many tribes, and the most one who are still preserved and are the tribe at the south of Angola, and most of the tourists are interested to discover what are these tribes before, as they say, before they disappear, because surely in some years, coming years, they are going to disappear because of modernizations. And so most of the tourists are very interested to meet the tribe, to see how they live, their day by day life. And other tourists are interested in the landscape. We have beautiful landscapes. We have the second biggest waterfall after the Victoria Fall is our, that is Calandola Waterfalls.
Wow.
Is
Yeah.
also
I've seen
one
I've
of the,
seen photographs. I think
yes.
recently you posted a photograph of you beside this waterfall. I think if I remember well, you it was on your LinkedIn, and I it really did look like an amazing place to visit.
It's really amazing. So, and then I go there every time because many tourists are really interested to see the waterfall. And we have also the oldest desert of the world. We have the Namibi Desert. It's a desert that starts in Angola and extends up to South Africa. We have very beautiful dunes in the desert, and in the desert, the coast and the desert meet. It's a very wonderful thing to visit where the coast and the desert meet.
Mm. Yeah, I can imagine. And I'm interested in what you say about taking tourists to visit the tribes. I mean, how does that work? Do you have to, do you speak to the people in the tribes beforehand and say, oh, I've got some tourists coming to visit, so so they're happy to speak to them? Do the tourists come into the homes of the people, or do they just walk through the settlements? How does it work with visiting the tribes?
So as I have been a guide for a long time, I used to go there every time, and most of the village, they already know me, and they know that I work with tourists. And then when I go there, I have to explain to them. They just came here. They just want to know, how do you live? Why you live here? Why are you still preserving your cultures, your tradition? They're just interested to know because in their country they don't have that. That's why
Mhm.
they want to know. And then I have to talk also to the tourists that first of all, they have to be polite,
Yeah.
they have to be friendly and human.
Mhm.
Uh, they have to be human first so that the tribe cannot feel like, okay, why you come here? Although they used to ask me, but why they have to come here, take us pictures? Where they're going to take our picture? For what? And so now, and there is a price that they ask if a tourist want to take a photo of one of the tribe or their village, they have to pay. So
Mhm.
first we negotiate how much they want them to be paid, and then after the negotiation, it's okay. Okay, now you can start taking photo. It's okay. And then we spend the whole day with them. Sometimes also we buy things for them because they live very far away. There is no medicine, there is no food, maybe many things is lacking there, so we take things for them, not to exchange, no, just because we know there is no what we have in the city, so we take for them some goods.
Right. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. And when you go to visit the tribes, and when you do your tours in general, I mean, what sort of size of groups are you usually talking about? Are you taking single travelers or small groups or larger groups?
I work with single travelers and group. Sometimes I take groups of 7, 8. Sometimes I take solo people's or yes, single travelers. It just depends on the booking.
Okay. And usually, where do your tourists come from? What different countries of the world are they from?
Most of my tourists are from America,
Mhm.
Asia's, uh, Germany's. I mean, I receive tourists all over the world, all over the world.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that must be one of the things that makes it an interesting job. But what other things do you enjoy about being a tour guide?
Um, I like making other people happy, and it's a nice feelings when I make part of someone's dreams or realizing other dreams, and it's so good uh, to bring happiness to other people to realize their dreams. It's so good meeting new people every day, learning from them, learning my cultures, my traditions, and learning from them also about their culture, their traditions. It's like I have friends all over the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's one of the amazing things about working in tourism and being a tour guide. Yeah.
And discovering, being, I'm now becoming expert in destinations. You know, I know all the provinces of my country, and then every day I try to learn, to find out more about my country. And this is the best things, because every time I'm learning and learning about my country and transmitting to other people's, how is my country, how beautiful, the history, the cultures, everything. That's so good for me.
Yeah, I think it's lovely, and we're just very lucky to have you here today on the show because I think many of us would like to learn more about Angola, and this is an opportunity for
Mhm.
us to get some of your knowledge about it. So, just if just a little break for a moment, just to say to everybody, thanks so much for watching the show. We've got a lovely comment from Discover Pakistan. Hello, Discover Pakistan. If anyone else is watching, please do say hello in the comments. It's always really nice to hear from the people who are watching, and do let us know if you've got any questions you'd like to ask Marta. But meanwhile, Marta, I've got some more questions for you as well. So, you've already spoken about some of the things that people can do in Angola, but what for you, if imagine I'm coming to Angola and
Mhm.
I can only do three things. What three things would you recommend I do? What are the three top highlights of your country?
Okay. You don't have to miss the waterfalls, the
Yeah.
Calandola. Don't have, you don't have to miss the tribes.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to miss the tribes and the desert. It's really amazing. These are the top three that I will recommend to everyone.
Okay. And would it be easy to do all three of these things in one trip? How far away is the waterfall from the desert? Are they reasonably close to each other?
No, they are not close to each other. What happened is, for the waterfall, 2 days and one night is needed, because it's 7 hour driving from the capital city to the waterfall. It's 7 days drive, 7 hours driving, and then it will need 2 days driving and one night, 3 days.
Right.
And to come to the desert and to the tribes, you have to fly from the capital city to the south of Angola, where you can find the tribes and the desert. And so from the tribes, you fly, the flight take 1 hour and 30 minutes from the capital city to the other provinces. And then from the Lubango, where we find the tribes, the first tribes, to Namibia, where we find the desert, is 3 hour driving. So
Okay.
this tour will take eight to 9 days for you
Okay.
to.
Well, that's okay. I guess if I'm coming to Angola, I'm going to want to stay for a little while anyway. Not just 2 days or whatever. So 8 or 9 days is good. We have a question from Roz, right? Hello, Roz. And Roz's question is, it's a really good question. When is the best time of year to visit?
The best time to visit, let me say, from August, September, August to June.
August to June.
Although in December, January, February, we are in raining seasons. But what I noted, we still receive many tourists during those months. But most of them, they come in from August to November, because it's a dry season and people can drive all over around.
Okay, so August to November are the driest months then.
Yes, yes, that is it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Actually, I'll just tell the viewers now, it was quite funny. Before we went live, Marta and I were chatting about the weather, and
Mm-hmm.
Marta said that, oh, it's I was asking her about the province, Namib, where she is now, and she said, oh, it's quite cold in the morning. And I said, oh, how cold does it get? And she said, oh, 15 degrees. And I had to laugh because I think 15 degrees would be a very warm day in Shetland, and I would be wearing a t-shirt and shorts and sunbathing. So, yeah, I think I would need to come to Angola when it was colder, maybe a little bit, but probably doesn't ever get very cold at all. 15 is 15 degrees the coldest it gets, or does it get a little bit colder than that?
No, 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 no. Like in June, from June, May, at the end of May, June, July, it's the coldest seasons of
Right.
Angola. At
Okay.
some point, we go below 3 degrees Celsius at some
Oh,
province, 3 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that's the
okay.
minimum, but not all around Angola, just at some provinces.
Okay. Okay, great. More questions. Okay. Okay, I want to speak to move on to talk a little bit about some of the perceptions that people have about Angola, because I know that, for many people, they wouldn't necessarily think of Angola as a destination, and that might be to do with negative perceptions because of the war, even though the war finished in 2002, I think. So war finished a long time ago, but maybe some people still have these associations. So I just wanted to ask you, what is this something you experience, that visitors maybe, you know, have these ideas about Angola or worry about it being safe? And my second is kind of two questions. What do you do to reassure visitors that Angola is good for traveling in, is safe for traveling in?
um, we have been long time involved in civil wars, and this make bring bad perceptions to many tourists. And we had also a time where the time to get visa for Angola was really difficult,
Mm.
and this also bring bad ideas of taking Angola as a destinations. And the other thing is the information. Most of the information that we can find in the internet, Googles and other, is about wars, robberies,
Mhm.
unsafe country, and many story. And there is another one that's the famous one, that Angola is an expensive country
Yeah,
to travel.
I have read that a lot on the internet as well. So is that not true, or what do you have to say about that?
I can say that being expensive, not really. It's like everywhere there are place for there are expensive hotels, there are budget hotels, there are expensive restaurants, there are budget restaurants. It just depends on which place you want to accommodate, which hotel you want to go and make your meals. It just depends on you. We have the bed, we have the high price, we have the better, we have price for all the tourists. It's not a really expensive expensive country. Uh, Normally, most of my tourists, they are on budget tourists, and the lowest price they pay for the accommodation is around 50 euro downwards. 50 euro, $50 downward. And then let me say, for the meals, you can find a coffee that's a famous espresso. You
Mhm.
can buy for like $2.
Right. Okay. So that's really interesting to hear that, because it's a very different picture that people are painting online. So I feel like, something needs to be done to maybe get more of the reality of traveling around Angola on the internet, so that when people look up Angola, they maybe get a fairer picture of what it's like.
Yes, and talking about we are no more in war. We are in peace. We don't have any problem, political problems, we don't have any problem in Angola that will frighten the tourists to visit us. We don't have any problem. You can come in Angola. We receive many tourists that they come with their car. They don't need a guide even, and they drive around Angola as they want. And they are free. We are now free. And what's special also in Angola, we are people here are welcome, are hospital. They have that sense of hospitality.
Mhm,
And so
mhm.
people or tourists can come and travel around freely as they want. And even in the town, they can walk in the street as they want, except during the night is as it is everywhere. It's not good to walk during the night in the street with the phone on the hand, with the laptop on the hand, or
Yeah.
maybe count money. This is not
Yeah, yeah,
good.
but that's just common sense things that you would do when you were traveling anyway. You know, you probably wouldn't be walking around at night if you
Yes,
didn't know the place, pretty well. So, yeah, okay.
yes.
Mhm. So, I mean, is that something that you are trying to change as well, you know, with what you're putting out on social media? Are you trying to get across this message, come, you know, come to Angola, it's not expensive, you don't need
Mhm.
it's not going to take you ages to get a visa, and yeah, it's safe. And is that something you're trying to put out through your own marketing?
Yes, we are trying. We are trying to transmit the good message or the good image of Angola, that Angola is safe. It's open to all tourists. It's safe to do tourism here without any problems. And what is the good news also? There are 98 countries that don't need visa now to enter Angola.
Wow. Okay, that's good.
And
I'll not make you say all 98 of them, but viewers to this, people, if you're watching this now, you can always look up and online and find out if you are one of the 98 countries.
yes,
Doesn't need a
yes.
visa. Yeah.
Most of the tourists, they just step in, they get their stamp at the airport, and they enter Angola. No more e-visa, no nothing. They just enter, and it's a good idea of our government to yes, it's a good idea that the government think to permit tourists to come without the complication of visas and other process.
Yeah, I think removing that obstacle is definitely helpful.
Yes.
Um, so Marta, I imagine that you've been tour guiding for a long time, and so many things must have happened to you. I imagine you've got probably a few stories, maybe interesting stories or funny stories that of things that have happened with your tours. Are there any stories now that you would be able to share with the people who are watching?
If I can remember, let me say, it was this year in February when I received a couples from Russia, and then I had to go to Namibia to take them. And they had so many rules, like it was a very tough tour that we have to use the mask. We have
Oh,
to use the mask. We don't have to stop for lunch, and we don't have to play music in the car. And it was so, this was the first tough tour for me because I love music, and most of my tourists when they come, they love music, and I pray for them. Angolan music, we have the samba, the kudulu, the rag. And then when I meet the couple and they say, okay, no music,
oh no.
lunch, and then we have to use the mask, the whole, and then we drive 2,670 kilometer driving.
Oh, with no music.
No
Oh,
music and with mask and no stopping for lunch.
oh no.
And then the tourist was using a GPS, and then he was just following the GPS. And when sometimes Google's doesn't show the right way, and then you have to believe the guide when he's telling you that okay, we do not have to use this way. Maybe we have to use another way. Then it's okay. I'm just following my GPS. And we had many problems, but a tour guide have to be the most patient persons. um, you have to be relaxed so that you cannot. getting confronted with the customers. And so we stayed for 5 6 days and it was not so good.
No,
But
that's a long time to be going without music.
yes, yes, that was not good without music and without lunch, just breakfast and dinner.
Oh, no. Ugh, I can't think of anything worse. And also, I mean, yeah, music is really important in Angola. Like you said, I think Angola's the home of salsa music, isn't it? And it's very popular there. And so that's a big part, I think, of showing tourists the Angolan culture would be playing them some of the music and sharing food as well, because we were talking a little bit about food before we went live. Can you maybe just share? I mean, we're almost out of time, but I think probably people are always interested in food. So could you maybe share some of the typical Angolan dishes?
Okay, talking about our foods, we have many different dishes. This depend from places to places, but the most consumed. Let's talk about the breakfast, for example. Our main breakfast is grilled bananas and pine nuts. For
Mm.
example, in Rwanda, you can find this sold in the street every morning because most people wake up early and they don't have time to take breakfast in their home. So you will find women selling fried banana in the streets and pine nuts. And for lunch, normally we have the most consumed dish is the mufete. Mufete is grilled fish, boiled banana, boiled cassava, boiled sweet potatoes, and beans in palm oils. And it's go also with farinha museke. We call it farinha museke. Museke is a flour of cassava, dried cassava, and then they make flour to eat with mufete. And then other points of Angola, like on tribes or down country, most people they consume porridge with meat in sauce, chicken in sauce, with vegetables, with yeah, normally it's like that. And some they eat with milk, fermented milks. They eat with we call it mahini. Mahini and porridge is also the most consumed, or the local dish for most tribes.
It sounds delicious, I must say, and I was looking into it earlier as well and looking at some photographs. It looks really healthy as well, with the
Yes.
beans and the fish. It looks, yeah, like it would be good food to try.
Mhm.
Um, so Marta, we're coming to the end of the broadcast, and I just wondered if before we go, you'd like to say any last words to the viewers, anything, any final words about Angola as a destination, or anything you'd like to say, really.
Sure, I would like to invite all people, all traveler, all tourists all around the world to come and visit Angola. Just to say Angola is safe. It's not expensive, and we have the best food also. We have the best landscape. We have the best desert, waterfalls. We have everything that someone who travel want to see. We have everything. So it is worthful to come to Angola.
Mhm.
So I would like to invite you all people so that you can visit my country and find out and bring the bad news that you found on internet and that is it.
And Marta's active on LinkedIn, so you can connect with Marta on LinkedIn. And are you active on other social media platforms as well, Marta?
Yes, I'm on Instagram as underscore Marta Tours and Trips. I'm also on Facebook, Angola Tours, Marta Tour and Trips. And on LinkedIn, yes, Angola Tours. Yeah. And I can ask, so I can answer your question there if you have any doubts about Angola. Something is not, I didn't get it very well here. It's not clear. You can contact me, and then you can also contact me on WhatsApp. Maybe I can just drop in my number if it is okay.
Brilliant. Okay, so there's lots of ways to contact Marta, and yeah, you can enjoy looking at lots of beautiful photographs of Angola and the things you can do on her social media platforms as well. Marta, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure talking with you today. I don't know about you, but all your talk of food has made me feel very hungry. So I think I'm going to go and have some lunch now. What about you?
I'm just here. I'm talking in the restaurant, and then when I turn off, I'm just asking my food.
Well, lucky you. I'm not in a restaurant. I'll have to go and look around my kitchen. But anyway, thank you so much, Marta. And thank you very much to everybody for watching.
Mhm.
We'll see you again next week. I think it's Thursday. We've got a special show lined up next Thursday.
Mhm.
I'll be publicising that tomorrow. So thank you very much, everybody. And thank you, Marta. Goodbye.
Bye.